Going back to practical solutions right now, because it's one thing to see a problem, it's one thing to diagnose a problem, but it's another thing to offer solutions. People talk, and don't give solutions. So, based on biblical scriptures and based on just natural discretion, how can churches deal with this? Especially churches that it's already a culture for them to, they are free to dress anyhow they want. Let's say a pastor listens to this podcast now, and the Holy Spirit said, "This is for you." Like, how can this pastor go about addressing, assuming the pastor has a 5,000 member church? What are some practical things we can begin to look at?
What we said before, because I believe that we can always unlearn and relearn.
Yes.
If you know that you're going down the wrong path, you should feel comfortable with retracing your steps.
Yeah.
For the good. I believe that if you have a culture of allowing people dress the way they want and all that, you can always still bring them home by trying to imbibe that culture.
Yeah.
Of how to be modest.
And how do we imbibe this culture?
Number one, through sermons. Yes,
perfectly. I really agree, because the same avenue that members get the motivation and inspiration to go and become successful, that same avenue can also make them want to look at their dressing and how they appear in church. So the sermon, the altar, the pulpit is the number one place.
Yes, number one place.
And it should come from the head.
From the head, of course, because when the head speaks it, people listen.
Yes.
It comes from the head. In fact, if you go to any organization, if you want something to really hit hard, if you want something to be driven home,
come from the top.
If it comes from the head, people listen.
I mean, you would lose some people. Because and that's when you now know who is a true sheep and who is like a wolf in this thing. I think the problem is many men of God are afraid to lose members. It's a numbers game. So if I start saying this thing right now, like, you should be concerned about everything. It says, above all, I wish that you prosper and be in health, even as their soul prosper. So as the soul is prospering and financially they are prospering, mentally and morally they should prosper. You should speak the word that makes them prosper. So anyone who now says, I'm leaving a church because you begin to talk about how I dress or I feel attacked and all, then that person is not for you in the first place. Definitely, you know how to talk about it, not like condemning.
No.
Not from the place of condemning on the altar. Yes.
There are ways you go about things and people don't find them offensive.
When they want to say other things in a subtle way, they know ways to say things. So
use such
energy to
such method to be able to talk about appearance. How they should dress.
I think another way too is through things like membership schools. I mean, I've been to a number of churches and I've gone through this membership system, and yes, I like everything, but I don't think I can't remember if there is any church membership school where they really talked about appearance. One thing, some churches also just assume that people should know these things now, but some people don't know. Exactly. That's why they don't.
Need to be told.
Some people need to be told
because they feel that, because some of them, like I said, I talk about like upbringing. Say from their upbringing, dressing the way that they do it's a norm. There's nothing absolutely wrong. So you're not going to expect that person to think that the way I'm dressing is wrong. But by the time you begin to inculcate those moral discipline, dressing modestly, they begin to see reasons why they should dress that way.
Exactly. So they should
assume that
people know. So that way, because you see people who are workers in some churches, but they are still showing off everything. They are still showing, and they are workers that have gone through systems, gone through different training.
Shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't be. For instance, now, and some things can be culture specific, and we are really like looking at Nigerian cultural context, the African cultural context. I mean, I lived in Denmark, and for them during the summer, it's natural to be dressed down a bit. Yeah, it's hot. But still, when I go to church, like throughout my time, like staying in, like till now, like I have not seen people dressed down in church. Like they know well, the same person can go to the beach and be on bikini.
Yeah.
They go to beach, be on bikini. Like I know in this part of the world, bikini, they do that in the beach. It's their culture. They were raised like that from childhood. But when they go to church, they are dressed. there are, at some point, so I mean, when I came back recently and I begin to like ask myself, which club would I wear to church? I couldn't wear some clothes that I used to wear there. Why? Because there you dress casually, covered, and yeah, it's different.